Welcome. I'm Terry McGill, and I'm in Portland, Oregon. And this is the Who's Your Neighbor show. This came about a creation because of COVID, or rather, because of all the effects of COVID on people. Um, it was, as you probably know, severe for some people. I read stories about just disconnection. So, what I do with this, what we do, there's a team that it's not just me. Um, and so, Who's Your Neighbor brings you stories about people, and not just from the Portland, Oregon area, but people who are making a difference in the world. Tonight, we're going to have two Tao Healing Hands practitioners. Um, so this is not Taoism. This is the Tao that Lao Tzu wrote about, and in the Tao Te Ching, if you're familiar with that book. Um, One of the most published books that so few people understand because of the depth of the wisdom. So, Tao Healing Hands, I'm going to let the practitioners tell you about. And they will be popping in and out unless the internet stability gets better. One of us is in New Hampshire. I'm in Portland. Another one is in Hawaii. And our production engineer is in Los Angeles. So here's Lisa and Akara. Welcome. So Lisa, that's a wonderful painting behind you. Striking.
Thank you.
So Lisa Smiley is from New Hampshire, and Akara Grace is there's your names in Hawaii, right? Akara, yeah.
Yes.
And,
yes.
Thank you. Which island?
I'm on the island of Kauai.
Okay, that one I don't recognize, but that's okay. I know there's a whole chain out there.
Yeah, it's a very special place.
You're both Tao Healing Hands practitioners?
Yes.
Yeah.
And why don't we start with Lisa, because you're up on my screen. Look, you're higher, so we'll start up at the top. And I don't like the way that sounds, so I erase that. So, Lisa, would you tell us a bit about your background? How long have you had this practitioner-ishness? Sorry, I don't know the right word for that.
Yes, I got my Tao Healing Hands in June of 2015. And I've been using them regularly ever since. And I now have my own soul healing business and many clients that have had their lives and health transformed, relationships transformed, finances transformed, all aspects of life Tao Healing Hands works for.
Could you give us a couple of examples?
Sure. So I had this one woman, she was a real estate agent, and we were going to be meeting up at a house. And I called her on my way to meet her. And she said, can you tell me what your car make and model is and your license plate so I know it's you? So I told her, and on my license plate, I have the name Healer. And so she said, oh, I need a healing when you get here. So when I met her at the house, and she told me she had been having pain in her stomach area for 5 years.
Wow.
Since she had a C-section. And she went to some of the best hospitals in New England and Manhattan, in New Hampshire. She went to Dartmouth, and nobody could find anything wrong or what was causing her pain. And she was very depressed about it because it was constantly there. She couldn't do her yoga or exercises. And she said, can you help me? And I said, I would love to offer you a healing. So we sat down. I gave her about a 20-minute blessing with my Tao Healing Hands. And she instantly felt very freezing cold. She said, I'm freezing cold. What's going on? And I explained that some people feel nothing. Some people feel very warm, and some people feel very cold from the blessing. So whatever you need to transform is normal. So we went about our business, and I said, how are you feeling? And she said, I feel better. It went from about a 9 or a 10 down to a 3 or 4.
So,
So I was very excited about that. And then she said, I said, well, call me tomorrow and, next week and let me know how you're doing. So she called me in the morning and she said her pain is completely gone.
well,
It had been gone in 5 years. And she just was in shock. And she just, this is so amazing. So I asked her to follow up with me. And this was 5 years ago. And she's still pain-free. And she's one of the testimonials on my website.
I would hope so. Wow.
So I love that story. And my other story may not seem like a miracle at first, but I do love this story because I think it's a beautiful story. So I had a woman who needed healing she had a very serious advanced pancreatic cancer that had spread. And she just said, I'm in a lot of pain all the time. If I could just have pain relief, I would be so grateful and feel that was a miracle. So I started sending her blessings, and I did it every day for a few months. And she still had her condition of cancer, but she was pain-free and extended her life, another year longer of pain-free. And when she went to transition, she didn't even need an aspirin. And the doctor said this is unheard of because anyone with her condition would be on a morphine drip and would be in extreme, extreme pain. And she didn't go into a coma. She went very peaceful. She was ready to go and almost happy to go, she said. And she was very grateful for the blessings. So I love that story because I think sometimes, we want to say, oh, if someone doesn't get completely cured, then it's not a miracle. But she did have a miracle, and she was very grateful. So I think that's a wonderful story.
I do too. I've heard that pancreatic cancer is like the most painful cancer that you can get. And to be pain free, that's just, I call it a miracle.
Yes.
Oops. And there's that unstable internet. So, Akara, hello and welcome.
Hi, Terry. Thanks so much. Great to be here with you and everybody else joining either live or at a later date. So I'll just pause if Lisa wants to just finish.
I'm sorry, Terry. Did you have any other questions about my stories?
I'm just kind of taking it in because my son's basketball coach had pancreatic cancer, and he didn't go pain-free. And so I'm somewhat familiar with it. That's just really amazing.
Yeah, her doctor said he never saw anything like it. She didn't even need a Tylenol or an aspirin. She said, I have no pain.
It's amazing.
I have no pain.
Wow.
And so peaceful and just very, 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 she said, peaceful. And she just went so quietly, and she didn't go into a coma. It was the most, her daughter said, this is unbelievable. I'm so sad I lost my mother, but I'm so grateful of the gift of peace that she, and not having to suffer that she received. So she's very grateful.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
And Akara, how long have you had this ability?
Thank you, Terry, and thank you, Lisa. That was a beautiful share. So I have been connected as a healing practitioner for about 11 or 12 years. And I started with a prior certification prior to Tao Hands called Divine Healing Hands. And I've been operating my business for 11 years, offering Tao Hands blessings and private consultations. And it's definitely a life-changing journey to have the gift to share with others that are in need of many different kinds of support. And the stories I wanted to share tonight are two kind of different stories, because I've been able to develop clientele that I've worked with for many years ongoing and watch their progress. And so the first person I wanted to share his experience about, it's a client that I've only worked with remotely, which is another great thing about Tao Hands, is you can offer it remotely. And so I've never...
Would you say more about that, so you don't have to be in person?
Exactly. It's a phenomenal tool because it can be offered remotely. And for this story that I'm going to say, I have never met this person still, and I've known them now about 7 or 8 years, but I've only 100% worked remotely, and it's transformed their life significantly. So yeah. So this gentleman, he was referred to me by another client, and he was living on the East Coast and was basically bedroom bound. He had such high anxiety and fear and like fear of people that he couldn't go out, and he couldn't work in any environment where there was people, and he was basically trapped in his house, and he was in his 30s. And so we started working together, and I would offer him the Tao Healing Hands, or Tao Hands blessing. And over a period of time, his anxiety decreased where he could get a job locally. And then he was able to move out of his parents' home and get an apartment locally. And then he was able to move to another city in the same state and get a job. And now he lives across the country and has a job and is able to support himself. And so I got to see that using the Tao Hands blessings only actually was able to transform a person's life entirely, where they could be self-sustaining and bringing in income and not having, the fear and anxiety disorders, and be able to have relationships and, relocate. And so it was a really phenomenal, experience to watch that growth. And that was over a period of time, but it was very consistent and steady. So that's one story.
Huge gift.
Yeah. And the second story is also a little bit of a different kind, because this was a client I had met in person, and they were from Germany, but visited the island of Kauai, where I live in the Hawaiian Islands. And I was giving them a blessing for, they had a lot of health challenges and depression based on their career that they were in. She was a pharmacist, and she was, doing pharmaceuticals, working for a company in Germany, and the pressure and the stress was causing her sickness in her body. And so I offered her blessings for the transformation of the work environment, and to have the courage and faith to leave that career. And she successfully, left that career. It took her about almost a year to sort of get into her own connection back to herself and resolve her imbalances and sickness. But now she has a very successful business that she, as an entrepreneur, offering healing actually to others, and using essential oils. And instead of the connection that she had, the studying with, plants for pharmaceuticals, she went to natural plants and is helping to bridge that, to her clients. And I've also just watched her life just entirely transform from, her body being very sick and ill to, and mental and emotional, depression with the career, to an entrepreneurial, successful, healing service that she's offering, and completely healthy and completely happy. And so I wanted to share those stories because when we think of healing, we think that it needs to be an immediate, result right away. But sometimes it can be gradual, and it can be life changing because of that gradualness too. So I'm very honored to be a Tao Hands practitioner and to share this service with others.
Thank you for sharing those. I've worked with pharmacists. In fact, I was informally adopted into a family when I was going to college because there was nobody else around, and the dad in the house was a pharmacist, and very linear thinking, very analytical. And then when I was a realtor, I worked with two different pharmacists at two different times. And by the time the second one came along, it was like, oh man, not another pharmacist, because everything had to be perfect for them. For a pharmacist, and I'm generalizing, of course, but for a pharmacist to be able to become an entrepreneur, that's a huge shift all by itself. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Right.
So I know from listening that we can't expect a miracle in a minute or overnight. But we have someone that I would like to bring on who has just an unexpected back pain, severe, starting. And I'll let her share her story. But I'm hoping that the two of you can offer these healing blessings. It'll certainly be remote because she's in Los Angeles. Akara, you're in Kauai. Did I say it right?
Yes.
And New Hampshire, I know I can say that correctly. So this is, and here's Lynn right now. Welcome, Lynn.
Hello everyone. My name is Lynn Tan.
Share for our audience and for Akara and Lisa, as long as Lisa is here, internet is just spotty sometimes.
Yeah.
So you have back pain?
Yes. Actually, I never had this kind of back pain in my life. It's just that I went to San Diego to visit my mom, and going there took me 3.5 hours. It's so traffic. Coming back is also 3.5 hours. So I was fine by then. I came back Saturday afternoon, and when I woke up the next day, Sunday, I could hardly move. My right shoulder had a big knot, and it was so painful, and I didn't know what happened. And I told my son, I said, look at my back. There's a big knot right there. And it's so painful. And it's just excruciating pain. I was like, what happened to me? I was like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, I took my medicine and it didn't help me. And it was like, I don't know what else to do. I put salompas on it, and I had my son press on it just to get rid of the knot. But then it's still like it went really, really bad until that night I wasn't able to sleep. I didn't know what position I want to be in. And I see what happened to me. It was so painful, and I didn't know what to do. And I wasn't sleeping that night. And then I put hot pad, didn't work. And then about 3-4 o'clock in the morning, I got up and I went to my freezer trying to find ice pack or something, anything that I could find just to relieve my pain. And I found an ice pack, the little tiny one, and I just put it right on my back. And then that felt me a little better, but still the pain is still there. But I just fell asleep. I guess I was so exhausted, and it just, because I was so tired, and I would just fell asleep, but still the pain is there until now. I still have the pain. And Monday I had appointment to see my doctor, my oncology doctor, because I had a history of breast cancer on my right breast. I had full mastectomy, and I always have appointment every 6 months to visit him and to check on me. And then I told him about my back pain. And I said, Doc, I said, I don't know what happened to me. I said to him that my back is really, really, really bad and I don't know what's going on. So he suggested to give me bone scan, which I got it, just yesterday. I had a bone scan yesterday.
So you
And
probably don't have the report back yet then.
no, it's gonna take 2 days.
Yeah.
The doctor said, and I said I'm just waiting for that. And until now, I still have the pain, but it's not as bad as it was the first day. Because I tried to take like I just wanted to sleep. I take the nighttime Advil thing just to make me fall asleep, and
Yeah.
then lay on my back. And I have the book, the calligraphy book, the back pain thing, and I put that on my back. That makes me feel relaxed and feel better. And in the morning, I
Lynn,
can move.
what level of pain are you at right now on a scale of 1 to 10?
Right now, I have about 8 to 7, 7, 8,
Okay.
something like that. And I can't,
And
really.
is it just the
Yes,
upper back on the right?
it's upper back. Yeah, right now. It's the upper back. That's where it started on my upper back,
Okay.
a big knot, and then all the way to my middle back.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay. Great. So Lisa and I would love to offer you a Tao Hands blessing if you would like to receive that.
please do. I would love to. I just
Okay.
want to feel better.
Absolutely. No, it's our honor. Thank you for this opportunity. Lisa, would you like to say anything or ask anything to Lynn?
No, I'm just so sorry you have so much suffering. And
Oops. Looks like Lisa
We
just
lost
dropped off
her. Yeah.
again. So, okay. So Lynn, are you comfortable closing your eyes?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and close your eyes.
Okay.
And you can just start to connect to your breathing, to the rise and fall of your breath. And just feel that you're present in this moment. So you can just be aware of where you're seated and how you feel the support underneath of you. And you can just relax around your face, relax the shoulders, soften in the belly. And just allow yourself to open to receive this Tao Hands blessing at this time. And Lisa and I will just do our own invocation to offer the blessing, and then we'll begin, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so the Tao Hands blessing will begin at this time, and I am also going to do my blessing with a little sound as well. And just continue silently. Okay, the Tao Hands blessing is complete at this time. And if you can just reconnect to the rise and fall of your breath and just allow yourself to take some gradual inhalations and exhalations through the nose and connect your awareness to the core of your body, to your abdominal area, and then feel the ground beneath you again. And just know how very loved and supported you are. So you can open your eyes, Lynn.
Thank
And
you.
I'd like to give you the opportunity to share how you're doing at this time.
I'm overwhelmed right now. I feel so blessed, and I could feel it within me right now. To be honest, I don't feel the stiffness on my neck, and I have a little pain, but not as severe as it was. Thank you.
Lisa, do you want to go ahead and share?
I'm just so happy that you're feeling some pain relief, and
Okay, we'll
Thank
let
you.
Lisa talk again when she comes back. Oh, there she is. Okay, go ahead, Lisa.
I'm just so grateful that you're feeling some pain relief. And I saw a lot of light around you and a lot of love being sent to you, and you're very loved and blessed. And I'm so grateful you're here tonight, and I'm so happy you're feeling better. And I just it's such an honor to serve you and to be here with you tonight. And you're such a beautiful soul.
Thank you.
And I'm sending you my greatest love. And I hope you have a quick recovery.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for inviting me to be here tonight. I can't thank you all enough. I'm so
Lynn,
blessed. Thank you.
I'd love to share something with you also. That was a very powerful blessing. Lisa and myself were able to connect on the heart and soul level as practitioners too, even from far away, and unify our ability to send the blessing to you. And so it was a very powerful blessing, and so it will also continue for the next few days, and your body may go through some deeper releasing, but that is okay. If the pain comes back, it's just a part of the letting go process.
Uh-huh.
And I also saw that that it would be beneficial for you to have some greater compassion for yourself at this time. And if there is any judgment or fear that you may have experienced relating to the situation, if you doubted that you had done something wrong, or that you had caused that, it's important for you to release that thinking and to give yourself as much compassion and self-love as you can right now, because it's just a healing that your body is wanting to have.
Okay.
It's just going through a process. So I am so glad that you're doing better. Also, I personally have a lot of experience with very large amounts of pain in the spine and back, and I know what it feels like to have that relief too. So I hope it continues for you.
Actually, I had spine surgery I would say 6 years ago, and they
Okay.
put an insert in between my spine. I think they put about 3 or 4 inserts in there. For some reason, I just like, after my husband passed away, I felt a tingling sensation on my left leg. I think because he died of cancer too. And he, I guess, taking care of him, pulling him up, and it made damage on my spine that I didn't realize. So, and then until I wasn't able to walk, and the only remedy was to get a surgery, which I did, and everybody was against it. But I said to them, if I'm not gonna go to this surgery, I'd rather die. I don't want to be alive because I wasn't able to move. I was rolling from my bed, and thank God I did go through it, and I felt so good since then. So I'm so careful about doing things around the house. I
Mhm.
always wear my back brace. I've
Mhm.
been through a lot. I just
Mhm.
and just
Yeah.
just
So
just
this
yeah.
experience is just another part of the extension of the healing that you've experienced with your
Mhm,
spine thus far. You know, so you also, it's important for you to not worry that
mhm,
that you're reversing. You know, it's just another part of your healing with your relationship with your spine,
mhm.
and you can release the pain, and it can resolve.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I always pray, pray, pray. Just bless me, just for my health. That's all I always pray. Just give me good
Mhm.
health. If I have good health, I can do anything. I can move mountains if I have good health. I don't care about material stuff. I just want my health.
And Lynn, too, what's really good is to give a lot of love to your back.
Mm-hmm.
Just all day long, as much as you can. I love my back. I thank my back. When we
Okay.
have sometimes challenges in our physical body, we can get very.
On that note, I'll add, um, forgiving yourself too goes with
Mm-hmm.
the compassion, self-forgiveness and
Mm-hmm.
non-judgment. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and just a lot. You can picture your whole body in golden light. You can picture your spinal cord in golden light, and
Mm-hmm.
just positive affirmations. My back is so healthy. My back is so healthy. I love my back. My
Okay.
back is so strong. I'm so grateful for my healthy back.
Mm-hmm.
And just change a message from, which is normal that you would feel like upset that your back, has had so many issues. And I'm so sorry you've had to go through so many hard things in your life, but just try to change the message if you can to a positive one. And that really has a profound effect on healing our body when we send our
Mm-hmm.
body love and gratitude. And so I'm so excited you were here tonight and had
Yes.
heard your prayers.
Me too.
And
I'm
you're
so
such
happy.
a beautiful light soul, and I'm so honored to have served you tonight, truly. And I'm
Thank you.
grateful.
Thank you. Really, thank you. I really appreciate. Thank you, Michelle, for inviting me to this for tonight. I really, really, really appreciate it. I can't thank you all enough. I love you all.
Love you too.
Thank you.
This has been really heart opening to observe. Uh, Lynn, I'm so glad that you chose to come. And
Yes.
Lisa and Akara, thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. It was really, really I felt so good when you were making those singing sound. It's like it's going inside my body. I felt like and all my tears are just pouring out. It feels so good.
So
Thank
what
you.
it is that you're feeling is it's a light and a frequency that
It's
helps
just I
to,
felt the frequency coming into
yeah,
my body. Yes.
exactly, and it's carrying a certain vibration that
And it's
helps to
going on
bring
my
more.
brain. Yeah. It's going
Yep.
on my head. It's going on my body. It felt so good.
Hmm. That's perfect.
Thank
Great.
you.
Well, congratulations on receiving this. It's
Thank you. Thank
our
you.
honor to support you tonight.
Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it.
So Lynn, thank you so much. And Lisa and Akara, thank you so much for for agreeing, volunteering to come here and offer this obviously huge blessing for Lynn.
Yes, it is. It is really huge. I was like, I wasn't expecting this. It's like when Michelle called me or texted me, she said, "Oh, you could come in." I said, "Oh, I'm very shy. I don't think I can do this." I said, and she told me, "You just do it like you come in and then we ask you, you answer me. You just do the same thing." I said, "Oh, okay." I guess I'm so glad I came. I'm so glad. I really do. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate all of you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yes, you're welcome.
I want to thank you all. Lynn for showing up, and Akara
Yes.
and Lisa for showing up. And this was really tremendous to watch, to observe. It's like, wow.
Yes, it is. It
I
is.
can see and hear the effect with Lynn. That
Yes.
must be fuel to keep you going.
Yes. I will keep going. Thank you, guys. I really do
Wonderful.
appreciate it.
And thank you, Terry, for facilitating this program. It's really a nice experience to share our stories or how different modalities are available that people can experience that could, support them with the different challenges that you spoke about at the beginning of the show today. So, yeah.
Yes, Terry, thank you so
I'm
much for
grateful to have the opportunity and the assistance to be able to do this, because this was totally outside my box when it first started. And I'm just in wonder and awe at
Yeah.
some of the stories I've heard and what I've seen, like tonight. Wow.
Yes.
Well, we need to close this evening's episode. And I'm so grateful to all three of you. And Lynn, I wish you the best also.
Thank you. Thank you. You all too. I wish you all the best. Everything. Blessings to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Great
much.
to meet you.
Thank you so much. So I'm Terry McGill, Portland, Oregon. That's where I am. And they were scattered all across North America and out in the ocean. So we will be back next Tuesday night. It's also on Facebook Live on the what you can see over in the chat room. I think you can see over there where how to well, you're connected in right now. So if you're watching right now, and I see there's 3 people watching, so thank you all for observing, and I hope you're as fascinated as I am. And that was so touching for to Lynn to have that transformation. So I'm Terry McGill, and this is Who's Your Neighbor? And we'll be back next week with another episode. Thank you so much for coming tonight.